Hello, Robin here again. Now I'm going to talk about a very good question for musicians, or actually whatever you do, and that is the big question: why should anyone listen to you? Why are you special? And that is indeed a tricky question, especially at institutions where you learn instruments and you have a teacher saying this is how you're supposed to do it and this is how you win competitions and so on. But my question then is, why should anyone listen to you? And the background for that question is, let's say you record yet another recording of a Chopin practice piece, an etude, and you have around, let's say, 2,000 people already recorded that music. So the question then is, why should people listen to your recording and not all those others? And to me, the situation is very simple, because you start learning an instrument over here, and then you have your idols, people you get inspired from, and then you start to get better. You practice, and then people are saying, okay, you're actually starting to get as good as that person. Well, that is of course a very big compliment, but still the question is that you're like that person. And especially when you practice so hard that you actually end up being almost as good as that person. Now we get the question, why should people listen to you instead of that person? Which can be very, very well summarized that, let's say you both have a concert in the same city, the same day, the same time. This is a well-established hero within the genre, and this is you. Why should people go to your concert instead of that person? And if we're going to work professionally, we need to be able to ask that question. Why should people listen to me? Because if people does not listen to me, then we don't have an audience, and then we don't have a job. So I think the clue in this, at least to my theory, is that we do not do the same as that person. Because if we do the same, then it's already done. So my proposed strategy then is to actually make a map. What are everyone doing within your genre where you want to make a market? And then we suddenly see that, okay, all those artists are doing this and all those artists are doing this. But in between, there's a gray area where very few people work with this, or maybe no one does this. So the question then is that gray area interesting? Could you make it interesting? Because if you're interesting in that gray area, doing what others does not, then you are actually the authority within that area directly, because you're the only one doing it. So if people need or want that specific product, then you are the one they need to go see. But then, okay, there's an empty space in the market. The question then is, how do you fit in it? Why are you the right person to be there? And what you do then is make a list of your CV, your special interests and so on. Let's say you love knitting. That is what you love. Why not then combine it and do knitting concerts? You have concerts, people can come and knit. You invite a knitting supplier to be there selling stuff, and you get a little bit of their income and so on. And then if people just want to break to knit, listening to good music, they can go to you or whatever. Because if you combine your personal skill with that market where someone needs to do something, then you fit perfectly. And then suddenly you are presenting an individual product. Okay, the answer may not be that you become the best in the world, because we cannot all become best in the world. But it may actually result in you having the possibility of making a living from your music making. And from that you can build a profile and a brand and so on. So basically my tip to you is find out what everyone does and does not do. find out if what they do not do is interesting, find out what you're good at, combine that with that empty space in the market, and 1, 2, 3, you have your own product. Thank you.